Good afternoon, Mr. Paula. Um, I'm here to uh, help you understand your conflict with your neighbor Mary, um, with some conflict models. I understand you moved into this place 3 years ago uh, to be a neighbor with Mary. Over the 3 years, things did not go out well because of the issue of the fence polling, which caused a lot of anxiety, which caused a lot of problem with you and your neighbor Mary. Uh, uh, Tonight, this afternoon, I would like to introduce you a model that can be used to analyze analyze and diagnose some of the main causes of the conflict that you and your neighbor are in. Now, when I talk about conflict model, what do I mean? What is a conflict model? A conflict model is simply a map or a tool that help practitioners or mediators or people in conflict to use to map out or analyze the causes of conflict. Now, conflict model uh, uh, that's some very important aspect of it. It has some very important aspect of it, and some of them uh, that I want to highlight or tell you are uh, conflict models provide uh, or assist us to understand causes of a conflict situation along with actions we might take that will help us reach a certain solution. Conflict models also breaks down complex conflicts into uh, components or parts uh, which are easy to diagnose and understand the causes of conflict. Uh, Causes, when I say conflict happens at all levels. There are a lot of causes to a conflict, and not only one model address all the conflicts, but there are a lot of models that can be applied to conflict situations to help people understand the main drivers or causes of conflict. Um, there are a lot of models out there in the world that people use to analyze or diagnose the causes of conflict. However, uh, there are 8 specific or most recommended conflict models or tools or maps that most practitioners use uh, throughout the world, uh, uh, which was suggested by Fallon, um, one of the pioneers of conflict resolution work around the world. And then a lot of people adapted, like Cyberide, uh, and a lot of them used or simplified all these models into 8 specific or most recommended model, in which one of them I will introduce to you that uh, you can apply to analyze some of the causes of the conflict that you are in with Mary. Now, uh, why this? Apart from all the hundreds of models of conflict models, why these 8 uh, specific conflict models were recommended um, or suggested by Fallon and mostly used by most practitioners around the world? It is simply because of 3 reasons. One, uh, these models are well balanced uh, between simplicity and complexity of conflict. Uh, they are very clear. They provide clarity in giving directions and guidance to conflict practitioners. And third, and most importantly, They represent a wide range of range of different approach or ways to take on or tackle conflict issues. Now, I want to introduce to you one of these eight models, and that is dimensions model. Uh, dimensions model is one of the eight models that practitioners mostly use, depending on the situation, to analyze the causes of conflict. Dimensions model broadly covers three uh, areas or three dimensions. Um, how it covers the cognitive aspect of the dimension, the emotional dimension, and the behavioral dimension. Um, when I talk about the perception or cognitive dimension about conflict, um, I mean how people assume, perceive things when they are in conflict. For instance, in this case, with Mary and uh, your neighbor and your conflict, there are some perceptions that Mary has towards you and the family. She assumed that your kids are throwing rubbish and a lot of things into a yard. Um, she assumed or perceived that you guys uh, need to learn English or need to teach your kid English, to speak English. She assumed that every Sunday you guys having party and making a lot of noise, and she's feeling irritated. Uh, and she's got a lot of those assumptions that is, serve as underlying causes of the conflict that you are in. She also um, sees that, and then that's at the perception aspect of the conflict. At the emotional aspect of the conflict, Mary might be feeling, very sad about losing the husband, losing the children, and losing the job, and feeling sick and all this kind of thing. And then you might have some, also like I said in the perception, you have some perception that Mary is not talking to you and this kind of thing, and then you are feeling um, uh, uh, worried that she's talking hard on your kids and this kind of thing. So all this kind of thing goes on in the perception and also in the emotional level. You're feeling sad, you are feeling emotionally down, all this are not addressed and all this kind of thing. So you're feeling sad. So and then the next dimension is the behavioral dimension, which is when we feel uh, our perception about the conflict, our feeling about conflict, and then the most important thing is the behavioral, how we act about the conflict, uh, because of the perception, because of the emotions that trigger the actions that we get angry. She was angry, so she called out the police. That was the action she take. You were angry, so you did not want to talk about all this problem anymore because you don't mind talking about these things because you uh, see that it is not worth talking about it and all this kind of thing. So all this happens in different layers. So this more when you put together and then analyze what is exactly happening at what level of the conflict, you will understand that there are some underlying causes that are triggering all these things that results in some of the actions that we take in uh, uh, conflict. And also this specifically identifies conflict into sections and can help practitioners when appropriately with appropriate strategies. If these things are understood well, then it will help you understand where the causes are, and then it will help you strategize some specific strategies to address the problems. Some benefits of this is uh, during diagnosis, the model assesses the depth of the three dimensions, but uh, broadly but deeper areas relating to how we think, we feel, and we behave about the conflict. However, not all these issues can be dealt with this model in this conflict. Uh, there are some issues like communication, interest, and all these other things that need to be addressed, but not by this model, but it can be addressed by other models. Like in this case, I can suggest to you a model called triangle of satisfaction model, which specifically identifies, talks about the interest, specific styles that are covered by the triangle. Is the like the interests are covered by triangle, not by this model. So you can always look into this and try to address. To conclude, like I said, at the dimensional level, at the perception level, Mary was assuming that the kids are throwing all these things onto a rubbish, on the side of the area. You were assuming that Mary was not there talking to you because of this and that. At the emotional level, she was feeling sad because she lost her husband, she lost a job, and I think she can all this kind of thing. And so as you felt the same thing. So thank you. To conclude, thank you for allowing me to come, and wish you all the best. And this model and other models you can look into to solve some of this problem. Thank you.